Is that what you tell yourself? This is Bex in the club, and I'm joined by the author and comedian Harry Hill. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Are you super busy at the moment?
Well, I've just recorded. This might be of interest to your listeners. The Junior Bake Off is coming back to Channel 4.
That is not just interesting to listeners, but also to me as well, personally.
Yeah.
Yes.
So previously, I think it's the first time they've done it on Channel 4. You know, it moved from BBC One. So I spent 3 weeks in the summer in a tent with 20 young bakers.
20?
Well, there were two groups of 10.
Right. Okay.
They whittled down the first 10 to 5 and the second 10 to 5, and then it's 5 versus 5 and whittle till we get the baker. So that was a lot of fun.
And how much cake did you eat?
Well, because I'm the host, there is no point in the format for the host to eat any cake.
Yeah,
right? So it's basically whatever you can grab.
Yeah, I do a smash and grab. Like, obviously after they've been judged, but I would have grabbed pretty much everything I possibly could.
Yeah, well, that's basically what I did. You know, there's that bit where they say, "Oh, come and enjoy each other's," after they've been marked on the table at the front.
Oh, do they share it round?
So they all pile in and help themselves. You know, the idea being that they can taste the best. You know, the thing that won and the thing that
Yeah, sure.
And so I would go in there and then there's another bit at the end after the showstopper bit where you don't see it. They edit this out of the TV show where the host takes the plate that they've just been trying this. You know, so
yeah.
And then so I would take the plate and I'd have to go and swap it with a clean plate. So as I was walking over, I would eat what was left on the plate.
I was going to say, so you're doing the job of a waiter, but actually it's quite a
yeah,
nice
it's like being
job.
a glorified waiter.
Yeah, but with extra cake, pretty much. That's not too bad.
And I tell you, those kids can really bake.
Was there anything that was really bad that you were like, yeah, it's delicious, I guess?
There wasn't anything really bad, no. I mean, there was some just great stuff. They made these Viennese whirls. I've just been doing the voiceover for the Viennese whirls bit. And I was really, I don't know if I should reveal that, actually. Probably shouldn't reveal that. But I was really drooling as I was reading it, remembering those. I actually got the recipe. I haven't got around to making it yet. But
right, well, next time you come in, bring us some Viennese whirls.
I will.
Yeah, brilliant.
I will.
Fab. It's good to get that booked in for next time. Right, so we should probably talk about your brand new book,
yes.
I suppose.
So I've been doing that, and of course, I have this new book out.
It's the third book in the Matt Millz series.
It is the third one, yeah.
And first of all, I loved it. I've read it and loved it. But Matt is just a lovely character. Like, in this book, he's so gracious.
It's based
and so
on
kind.
me. That's why he's so lovely.
Sure, yeah, that's what it is.
Because my real name is Matt. You know, some people may know that.
So tell us a little bit about what happens to Matt in the book.
So this one, the first one, he is, he enters show business for the first time, and he enters a big TV talent competition. Then the second one, he's sort of dealing with his fame, isn't he?
Yes.
And trying to maintain it. And in the third one, we join him some months after his peak.
He's on a bit of a downer.
He's on Skid Row.
Yeah, he really is. He feels like he's over before he's turned 40. He's 13, right? And he's like, everything's done now. Yeah. That's me.
My life is over. And he lives in rural Kent, so there's very few opportunities for a stand-up comedian. I can vouch for that because that's where I grew up.
Right.
And so he's desperate for gigs. And then his manager, Kitty Hope, comes up with a brilliant plan. Should we talk about that? Give that away? Yes.
Absolutely,
so the main bulk of the book is him going up to the Edinburgh Festival, the Fringe Festivals. So if you've never been, and I think you have been.
I've definitely been, yeah.
For anyone listening who hasn't been, it's just thousands of shows.
It's the most fun place.
And it's not just stand-up comedians, it's plays, serious plays and singing and people on stilts and
it's just madness for a month, isn't it? Really.
And unlike a lot of festivals, so if you're going to want to appear on the stage at Glastonbury, someone has to ask you.
Yes.
Edinburgh, anyone can go. All you have to do is fill out the form and pay the money.
I've got to say, in the book, when you say the money bit, and Matt's like, yeah, 1,200, that's fine for all of us, and Kitty's like, no, each.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. I know that's a lot of money, and
well, it's probably a lot more than that, in fact, isn't it?
You were pulling no punches with that at all. I really appreciate it.
But that's because he ends up in a venue sort of on the outskirts of town a bit.
Back in the leisure centre, right?
Yeah. So this reflects my first experience in Edinburgh. So I'd never even been up, and I wrote this comedy play.
Okay.
And we booked this venue without seeing it, and it was a leisure centre.
So you could get a free swim?
Yeah. Well, the great thing about it was actually the French fries.
Oh, which is also in the book.
Yeah.
Is this book basically just your diary then? Is that what it is?
A lot of it is, so I was at that time sticking up my own posters. So I would go out with a
doing all the
bucket
flyering.
and I was threatened by a rival, by a promoter.
Okay.
An evil promoter who told me that
he shouldn't be doing that.
No.
Interesting. So basically, because
who later became my manager. We won't go into that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, fine. So in the book, Matt also has a new kid in school to make friends with.
He's got a rival. Yeah. Yes. Now this is the real jeopardy, I suppose, because there's a new boy arrives, and he turns out to be funnier.
Which for a comedian, very difficult to deal with, surely.
Yeah. I mean, we all have, and it's that difficult thing, isn't it, of being jealous of someone, and having to fake being pleased for them. I think we've all experienced that.
I can feel everybody in the room go, yeah, definitely been there. But the thing was with Matt, like, he takes a little while, but he does understand that for the greater good, for the good of the show, he's got to accept that maybe this time he's not the star.
He's not the headliner. He swallows it. Yeah,
and that's
he has
hard.
to.
Yeah.
But
then, lots of things happen.
That's a familiar thing for me. For all comedians, you're on the bill, and you might be the kind of hot one, and then there will be someone who comes along who is funnier, or just it's not actually that he's funnier, it's just that he's different, really. So I think he's on some nights you might get better. If you want to be a comedian, you're on a bill with other people. Some nights you'll be the funniest one, or you'll go best, and other nights you won't, because the audience is always different.
I do like in the book you talk about comedy, like you talk about the business of it that probably kids don't get to hear about from anywhere else. The idea of of that kind of stuff, of working on the show, of getting better, or flying, and like the grubby bits behind the scenes.
Sure, yeah,
it is cool.
Yeah, it's because I'm really still really interested in it.
Yeah,
and it's the sort of thing that you never actually get the hang of. You never completely master it. So. Even now, you get nights where I get nights where I'm thinking I could have done that better, or how would I have improved on that? So, it's endlessly fascinating, actually, stand-up comedy.
It really is. Like, I'm a massive comedy fan myself, so reading the book, it is fascinating just to find out even more about it.
Yeah, well, that's why I wrote it. Because I said that when I wrote the first one, that I get a lot of letters from young people who want to. Suddenly, it's become a thing to be a comedian.
Yeah. So what's next for Matt? Does he have like a 5-year plan? Does he have a little ambition or an aim you reckon he's going to get to? After this, yeah.
Well, I don't have any plans to write another one.
Okay. Ooh.
It might be the.
What? Have I just uncovered an exclusive? What?
It might not be at the end of this one. So normally he says good night, doesn't he?
Okay.
That's all from me. Good night. But actually he says, he says that's all from him. Good night.
Which is a slightly...
For now. Normally I say, it's all from him for now anyway. Good night. So
it's like 2 Ronnie's kind of throwback there as well, isn't it?
I kind of feel that because he's sort of turned 13, he's kind of discovered his comedy voice.
Yes.
Which is another thing perhaps we could talk about, in that, it's not enough to have funny material. I mean, this is why the boy, his rival is sort of more... goes better because he's slightly more accomplished, because there's a secret. He has a dark secret. Without giving it away.
He's very methodical, shall we say, Jamie. He knows exactly the pacing and the timing and the notes to hit.
Yeah. And so he needs to. So a comedian, when you start, and when I started, so I was quite a deadpan comic, which means quite sort of droll and dry and just one-liners.
Right.
I wasn't very silly. And you can get so far with that. So in other words, if you've got a good joke, you will get a laugh. But to kind of for it to work really well, you need to discover what basically your thing is, what makes you different from everyone else.
And in this book, that's something Matt gets to with the comedy store visit, and in Edinburgh, he realises those 2 weeks hone his skills.
Yeah, exactly. So by the end, he has sort of found his comedy voice.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be a good time to leave him alone.
Oh, interesting.
But I do have a few other ideas for him. And then the other idea I had was possibly that we should pursue Kitty Hope's comedy agency.
I mean, Kitty is fascinating. She's an absolute boss. She's the school. It's like as if I was going to say a school agent. I mean, schools don't tend to have agents.
Yeah.
but she gets more people on the books as the days go by.
That's right.
And was her grandfather like the manager of the Palladium and that kind of thing?
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Bernie Hopestein.
If there's a spin-off, there, that would be lovely. I also love the little tie-in, the Wet Fizz Awards.
Yeah.
The Perry Award, that kind of thing. Like, it must be nice to put everything you know about comedy into a book and just subvert it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun writing it, I must say. You know.
So this brings me on. I've made a little Edinburgh quiz for you.
Oh, okay, great.
Just 5 questions, just to see, like, I mean,
5 questions.
Just 5 questions. I'm not going to judge you too heavily, but I will.
Right.
You know, I will think. I will think less of you, to be honest.
Okay.
I think you'll get these. I think you'll be okay. Just to judge your Edinburgh Fringe credentials. Can you give me some other names for the Perrier Awards?
Is it the Fosters?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah. That's fine. I just wanted one, but the panic in your eyes was interesting.
I don't know what it is now. What is it now? Is it still Fosters?
I think it's the Eddies now. They've just tried to. They've just got rid of all of that. When did the Edinburgh Fringe begin? Was it 1946, 47, or 48? I
got an idea. It's 47, but I don't know.
It is 47.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This is very good. If you were to watch every single show on at the Fringe, how long would it take you?
Oh God.
I can give you multiple choice if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it 5 years, 12 months, or a decade?
12 months.
5 years.
5 years.
Apparently,
wow.
yeah. It's 30,000 shows, and somebody's done the maths already on that.
Great.
Can you name some winners for best show?
Best show.
Best show.
What for the? Well, you mean like the
Perry? Yeah. Any winners?
Yeah. Al Murray.
Yeah.
Larno and Woodley.
Okay, that's a niche reference.
They beat me.
Right.
No one's ever heard of them. They were an Australian duo. John Cairns.
2 more.
2 more. Oh gosh, who won it this year? Jordan Brooks.
Yeah.
Won it this year. Not.
I'll take a best newcomer.
Did Frank Skinner win it? No.
I feel like he did. I'm going to say yes. I think he did. Yeah, why not? And
it's best not to win it. In many ways, it's best not to win it because then you have all the expectation.
And then you can still put it on your poster, can't you? Nominated for the award.
Yeah,
that's probably pretty good.
No one, on the whole, no one remembers the winners.
Is that what you tell yourself? And finally, apart from comedy, can you name 3 other categories of show in the Fringe programme?
3 of the categories?
Yeah. When you're looking for what shows to go and see.
Oh, I don't know. Drama.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
Comedy, music. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Children's dance. Or as I've written here, dance, etc. Events, exhibitions, yeah. So okay. I'll take drama. Right. Brilliant stuff. And so we should say that Matt Millz is out right now.
It's Matt Millz on tour.
On tour. It's the green one, not the blue or the red one.
It's the green one, yeah. Ask for the green one.
Ask for the green Matt Millz book. They'll know exactly what you mean straight away. Fab. Harry, thank you so much for chatting to us.
It's lovely to talk to you.
Perfect.